Right, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Hello. How's everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's yours? How has your week been? What has everybody been up to? Good. Yes. Hello. How's things? What have I been up to? A lot. I've been busy. As always, really. I have been busy. I have basically all of the parts for my DIY bed cooler warmer thing. Oh yeah, I need to shut Thunderbird. My apologies. We've got the PCBs on the way. I realized I made a mistake with PCBs technically. So I'm gonna have to make a little jumper PCB to fix it. But you know, live and learn. Yeah, busy. So yeah, how is everybody doing? Looks like John won't be with us today. He's got to work. Fair play, can't hate you for that. Yeah. Oh, you're here. Wonderful. What? When will you have to depart us? It's really annoying growing hair. Really, not a good look. At least in the intermediary stages. Apologies, I just punched the old microphone. Hello, Mark. How you doing, man? How's things? Welcome. Glad to have you. If you're new here, we're all just having a chat about tech, cars, and other things. Probably about half an hour, but we'll listen from the van. Nice. Well, glad to have you while we can, and you know, listen in even not. Yeah, I've been busy. I've actually I don't know if anyone saw, but Linus posted a video about how they test laptops. They do mention OSRTT, which is nice. Although the guy who was doing all of their display testing for labs is no longer there, so they've dumped it on a new guy, and the new guy couldn't find either of my OSRTT units that they and reached out independently to ask if the latency tool was what they needed, and so yeah, I've been chatting with him. He's got it set up today, got it set up and working. So yeah, ordered some bar end mirrors with completely legit Spanish E number. So we'll see if I can get that written into my bike papers. Nice. Oh, from AliExpress. Nice. I bought some stuff from AliExpress. What did I buy? Oh yeah, the USB cables for the tool, the latency and response time tools. I bought 60 USB-C cables because it's cheaper to bulk order. And I go through them enough. So Apple just bought their 5th unit. Quite pleased. It's a different person as well. It's not even the same same person. So that means that I have like 4 different people at Apple's email now, which is kind of fun. I've never like emailed them for anything, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh well, 30 years is enough for that. Not giving 100 for a bloody number from Germany. Fair. Is that some sort of let's say regulation thing? Because in the UK, we're quite lax with that sort of thing. You can really do anything you want to your vehicle as long as it still falls within the minimum safety requirements, and it technically speaking, you're meant to tell your insurance if your vehicle is modified in any way, because that affects what they like. That affects how they insure the vehicle, but most people don't. And then most people demodify it before the insurance adjuster shows up. Assuming you can get to the modified parts. So yeah. I know you just have straight pipes like your Americans. Yeah, it's really annoying. I live on an A road, like a main road, and there's a lot of straight pipe paths. Happy America Day, indeed. Is anyone if anyone's celebrating when you got the independence from yourselves? Yeah, I mean when they got independence from us. I say us because it was 270 years ago or something. Can't say that it was my family. Hello Simon. YouTube is completely broke for me in Safari. I changed my so I use Firefox for like consuming YouTube, and I changed my user agent, the basically what the browser reports to websites, like what browser it is. I changed it to Chrome. Suddenly YouTube started working way better. Hello Ish, how you doing, man? How's things? Although it does mean that Cloudflare's like "Are you human?" thing freaks out because it knows that it's not Chrome. um, so yeah, I might need to work on that one. You're good, wonderful, glad to hear it. I use Chromium and only and exclusively for YouTube, Firefox for all else. Yeah, I should probably install Chromium as well. I used to use Opera for watching YouTube, but there's some reason that I swapped to Firefox, and I can't remember why. But then YouTube started going to war with Firefox, so meh. I'm getting video but no chat or info below the video, it's all blank. I've had that before on Firefox. Yeah, it's YouTube's war on non-Chrome browsers. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that that's not an antitrust lawsuit waiting to happen. Well, I suppose it is, but there's no like, at least with Microsoft when they do like antitrust stuff, they ruin the experience, and then while they're ruining the experience, they go, "Oh, by the way, you should use our thing." Whereas with YouTube and Google, they just make the experience worse and hope that you swap to Chrome and realize it's better and stay. Like, it's fair play, Simon. Yeah, I noticed YouTube struggling recently, definitely because of my blockers. Fair. Wasn't America set up by the British? Usually the natives fight for independence. Anyway, I didn't think about it too much. Happy Fireworks Day. Yes, sort of. I agree. Yes. Whenever I have to watch something on my phone where I don't have ad blocking, I just think, how do people watch TV/YouTube like this? Yeah, I mean, we watch YouTube on our TV, and yeah, it's not a great experience. But also, I really can't afford to spend another whatever it is, 20 quid a month on YouTube Premium for the family. Like, I'm being bled dry by subscription fees already. I don't need another one. Oh, good news, we got our mortgage approved. I'm hoping that we get to complete this month and I'll actually own the house by the end of the month. That might be a stretch, but we'll see. if YouTube did light in the UK, I would go for that. What is because the main thing is that like you've got YouTube Music stuffed in there as well, which I already pay for Spotify Premium. I don't need to pay for YouTube Music. Like I don't need to pay for two different music streaming services. So yeah. It's $13.99 a month. Yes, but if I'm going to get it, I need to get it for my whole house, not just for my account. So it's the family one, which is like 20. It's the same as Spotify. I pay for the family one because my whole house, like if I'm gonna pay for it, I'm, um, yeah, I mean, supporting the creators is a good thing. In fact, actually, I can look it up and I can tell you. Analytics. Revenue. They used to tell you. They used to tell you how much you were getting from premium. Yes, YouTube Premium is 5.7% of my what do you call it? This month's like revenue. And I can tell you based on the views. Add another metric. Premium. I mean, I can just see views. Yeah, that's not good. So there was 255,000 views, 45,000 of those, 46,000 of those were premium views. So that's 10% or something? I can't do maths in my head. Bear with. Okay, so about 20% of the views, but premium only accounts for 5.7% of the money, which means that the views paid me more than premium did. Yeah. Normal views accounted for 92% of the revenue and 82% of the view count. So yeah. Sponsors are different. That's memberships, which is 1.6%. Which actually, just if you're interested, is £9.49 to me. I think. Yeah, that's the to me part. I can't remember. I can look up how many viewers, how many members as well. 7 members. One tenner, 2 fivers, and 4 quids. So yeah, those 7 memberships is pay not that far off what 46,000 views from premium users do. So yeah, premium is worse for me as a creator in terms of revenue than ad views. Don't worry, Ish. That you're contributing more than than I would get from ads from you watching the video. Assuming you watch the ads. Yeah. Hello, NetPlay Gamer. How you doing? I am from Scotland. The telemetry you get, I bet, is awesome. There is a lot of data on YouTube analytics. It's worrying. But yeah, it's alright. Ish, your quid very much makes up for that. So what's the goal for the hair? Also, seriously, any suggestions for ad blocking on phones for YouTube? Full length, and but besides like in a web browser, like using Brave or well, I guess Firefox, it's quite difficult to do proper ad blocking on mobile. There's also like the revanced app that is sort of not available anymore, but sort of is. But especially since that's no longer publicly of it, like properly, App Store available. I can't, in good conscience, recommend that. I didn't want to correct you, Ish, because I looked at it and I was like, no, you're the tenor one. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, you, very good sport. So is Patreon better for you or not? Patreon is pretty much the same. In fact, technically, I get more money from Patreon. Like, more of the pound that you give me on Patreon goes to me than the pound you give me on YouTube. But YouTube has made it basically very difficult to run a YouTube membership and Patreon at the same time, in the sense that you basically can't get what you call it, it's difficult to run both of them simultaneously. Like, all of the YouTube features for like members only videos, all that sort of stuff is all baked into YouTube, especially now that it actually works. So I basically can't offer members only videos on Patreon anymore. And so yeah, that would be the the difference. I get more money, but you get less for it, which is the annoying thing. So yeah. No worries, Ish. In Chrome, ad blockers don't work on phones. So Firefox or try Brave. Yes, I do have Brave on my phone, but mostly as a if I need to look up like a lot of car parts stuff. Like car forums are infested with ads and like cookie notices and crap. So I prefer to use Brave to search the web for stuff. Because of the like ad tracker blocking type stuff that's built in. And I have been rebuilding my wife's new to us Audi A3, and have been looking at a lot of forums to understand how to do the many things, repairs and replacements and things that it needs. However, we have fully swapped the interior, and I've painted the rust spot that's on the door. In fact, I can give you the lo-fi shove my phone in front of the camera. Show you. I. Where's that? There you go. So there was basically a little rust spot where that bit of metal in the middle had come through. It had already been body fillered, but badly. The rust was never cleared properly. So I took it back and then put some Bondo in, sanded it back. The hazing bit around it is me sanding back the clear coat so that when I then go to paint the middle, I can then clear coat around it and repair it that way. And I got the color match paint in a bottle. It's very nice. And so have done the first coat, which needs sanding back, of the color match. The good news is that the color match is perfect because I also filled in that little hole, and without zooming, like, without knowing that I've painted that, it just looks like, you know, a little ding in the plastic. So yeah, going well. Did you ever have long hair? I don't remember it from when you were an urchling on YouTube with your mates. Show us photos. No, I've never had long hair. I have never. I wanted to grow it out in my teens, but let's say I wasn't allowed. So yeah, I took a while for Fennec on Graphene OS to get no script. So glad when it landed though. Very glad. So why now? Just curious. If well, I've discussed this on the Moneyman Discord chat. There will be a slight change in the next probably 12 to 24 months, depending. Yeah, I'm not quite ready to say the word on the internet, well, on the more public internet just yet, but I know you're not, and I'm sorry. It's it's a tight little club. um, Actually, if you're on Discord, you can look at my Discord bio, whatever it's called, and you might get the hint. What was it? Oh yeah, because this is now my main controller, and it's staring me in the face, and it's shiny. This is one of the things that I was reviewing this week. This is Razer's Wolverine V2 Chroma. Don't ask me why a controller has strobing RGB LEDs that are specifically designed to still be visible when you have your hands on the controller. Don't ask. But it's quite nice. It's wired only. These two at the bottom are, at least by default, mapped to limit the joystick's movement. So if you hold hold that button, when you then go to move the joystick, instead of it moving full range, it will move that much, but it's scaled proportionally. So, you know, that to that is sort of full lock to full lock. If you press the button, that's then half lock to half lock, but it still moves proportionally in between. So you basically get like sniper mode, like fine grain control, which for something like Trackmania that I play every now and again, it's actually really cool because it's basically like giving yourself action keys like you get on the keyboard, but you just hold this down and then you can get basically finer control. It's quite cool. You've got trigger locks, so default, you know, full range. Pop that, hair trigger mode, pop it back, full trigger mode, and extra buttons up here as well. They're really clicky. It feels really premium. It's just a shame that its MSRP is 150 quid. Although currently it's 80 or 90. about 80, which is much better. I don't do controllers, but can you remap that to a layer key? It might be useful. So this is Razer claims that this is like meant to be a competition controller, and so basically, the app that you can use to customize this is a Universal Windows UWP app, because it has to work on both PC and Xbox. It's the same executable file that both the Xbox and Xbox and PC run, which is funny. Makes it a terrible user experience on PC. But basically that only lets you remap the extra buttons, not any of the base ones. You can change like the controller dead zone and stuff, but you can't do any special functions, you can't do macros, you can't do combination keys. Like, all you can remap these to is standard button actions. And so yeah, you can, not have that clutch setting. You could put it up here if you want, whatever, but you can't really customize this that much. It really is mostly how it is. So yeah. But yeah, I do quite like it. I think the review for this will be out tomorrow or Monday. I'm a little ahead on videos, which means that I can't remember exactly what videos I do when. I think I did that this week, and so I think that's Monday's video. Oh god, hold on. We're gonna check. No, that's tomorrow's video. Yeah, tomorrow's video is that. I have a fancy Philips projector for Monday. Yeah, I think. Yeah, and then I'm doing a keyboard for next Friday. Yeah, okay, cool. Nice. Thank you for the shilling-ish. That's very, very kind and very helpful. Hello, Joe, man. How you doing? I am growing my hair, yeah. We were just talking about that. How are you? I am okay, I guess, I think. Yeah. Well, okay, right. So I've been on steroids for the past 7 weeks. 7 weeks as of Saturday. And because of my gut health problem. The problem is that they helped all of my problems, because basically all of my health conditions are some form of autoimmune condition that like inflammation is the key thing that causes pain. And so having steroid anti-inflammatories, funnily enough, helped. The problem is that it's a tapered dose, and so I started on I think it was like 8 pills. They're 5 mg pills, so 40 mg a day, and then I stepped down 5 mg a week. So I'm currently on just 10 mg a day. And the problem with that is that all of my other symptoms have come back, and I can't describe having like 5 straight weeks of not being in pain as much to going back to being in pain every day. So yeah, it's not great. Also, the weird sachet things that I'm taking, they do seem to be helping a bit, which is good. The problem is that the next step up after this is immunosuppressants, as in if I get a cold, I die. Not quite, but yeah. So yeah, fun times. I can't join Moneyman chat. It's a voice channel. There is the voice channel and the text channel. The voice channel is below the text channel. So the one that has the hashtag is the text one, and the one that has the speaker is the voice channel. As for my bio, you click on my name on Discord. Although at least for me currently it's hidden because I'm streaming because I have OBS open. But for you, you should be able to see it. Steroids, you say? So you take up professional cycling? Different kind of steroids, not the anabolic kind. These are the anti-inflammatory kind. I guess. I'm a little late, sorry. Been mega busy lately. Channel seems to have taken a step up. Nice. Hope they can keep finding things to help you though. Seems like they're being proactive at least. Yeah, I mean, I got the appointment letter. Turns out that the doctor that I'm going to be seeing in a month or two's time is a sir. Like, you know, OBE sir. Which is impressive. So yeah. But yeah. I can email the inflammatory bowel disease team, and I have done a couple of times, to get advice and prescriptions and stuff without having to go and see them or anything. So, it's the best form of healthcare I have had ever, and that's saying something. Hello, Yana the user. How you doing? How you doing, man? How's things? Also, Simon, if you're looking for the specific thing I was talking about, it's been a while since I've talked about it in the chat. You'd have to scroll a fair bit, I think, so don't worry too much. No, Rajan. I'll see you in your van. No other money in chat, no message, one under or above it. Interesting. What? Wait, hold on. What's your Discord username? I wonder if I've had a few problems with YouTube and or Patreon's bot not what you call it, giving permissions, and basically if I look in the Moneyman chat, when you switch channels, the users that are allowed to be in the channel change depending on what users are allowed to be in a channel. And I don't see anyone, like, I don't see what I think would be your username there. So I wonder if that's why. I had to take some corticosteroids for treatment. Unfortunately, I didn't become Arnold. I mean, at least you got treatment. I had an experimental feature turned on. Interesting. Interesting. What's the angle here? Full length, yeah. I, as I was saying before, I'm not quite ready to go full public on that yet, but if you look at my Discord username, like profile, you might work it out. Do you recommend external SSDs? My dad wants one for backup and insisted on SSD, not hard drive. So, yes, there are a lot of caveats to that. External SSDs are great. In fact, considering that I need to find this to be able to set up a laptop tomorrow, should really have it out. This is a Crucial X8, I think? Yeah, 4TB external USB-C SSD. It's tiny, it's like literally palmable, it's fantastic, it's very fast, I highly recommend it. The only thing that I would say about these, for backup, is that a single drive is not a very good backup. I would argue that this is a better backup than an 8TB hard drive because, frankly, this has no moving parts. This is a lot less likely to fail and lose your data. But also, a single drive is not a good backup. But for nothing else, yes. And yeah, the fact that this one in particular is crucial, therefore, Micron on focus. Focus. There we go. See, it even says by Micron, which means primary manufacturer, same as Samsung. You're getting a pretty good drive, and a very good chance of it being reliable. So yeah. Hello, Chris. How you doing, man? How's things? Glad you got your phone back, finally. Remind me after stream, because I'm currently... Oh, I can just disable stream mode, can't I? Yes, I think that account is not the one that is listed with Moneyman, which is why. I think it's also just swapped to being offline. Because I had it open, and then it disappeared. Bear with. I'm almost there. I'm a great streamer. There you go. Now you should be able to see it. I got an A-Pacer AS2280 F4 Gen 5 SSD and some of their DDR5 in the post this morning. Nice! 12,000/11,800 sounds interesting to work with. Oh, it's a Gen 5 SSD. Right, nice. Yeah, cool. Do you have a CPU that supports that? Life's crap. Only got my phone back, but had a country lane accident and ruined my bumper and the underside of my car, avoiding a head-on. Ah. Well, I hope you're okay. Best of luck. Was that in the Mazda? Because I assume the MG isn't running. I'm fine, just had to make love to the ditch and hedge on the other side. Okay, fair. Did they at least stop and, you know, exchange insurance information? I once formatted an entire external drive with 20 years of DJ music on it. I actually cried a little. Don't hit format. Yeah. In the Mazda, the MG has now been fixed. Just need to find the £370 to pay the man. Right. Best of luck. I didn't hit the other guy, so he just drove off. Love that. Love that. Oh dear. Yeah, the 13700K supports it. I checked with them before they agreed to send it. Right, nice, fair. I do actually have a new SSD that I can't talk about. that arrived today. So you'll be able to see a review of that soon. It's actually in a couple weeks, I think. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. Also, because I'm only 20, my excess is 950. Ouch. I've been saying that. My car insurance is up for renewal every July, like end of July. And so at the end of June, I always, go shopping. I've been with Aviva for a couple years because they did the cheapest deal, basically. And they emailed me a day, like 31 days before, which means that they won't, I can't go and get a useful quote because the useful quotes are all, like, I need to be able to start it on the day that my current insurance ends, which is, you can only do 30 days in advance, not 31. So when I originally looked, Aviva wanted £730 this year, which is only £10 less than I paid last year, which is bad. So I went, I looked up, like, compare the market, whatever, and I looked at getting, a different quote. But basically, all of the other ones were like 800 or so. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just stick with Aviva. But I kind of forgot about it. It was a bit too early, so meh, right? So I went. A week later, Aviva sent me a reminder email to say, hey, remember to pay us for your new insurance, because it's not auto-renewal. So, I was like, okay, I'll just do one quick check, just to see, like, now that I can get an actual quote, let's check prices. All of the same insurers that quoted me 800 a week ago wanted 600. So I swapped, and I saved £130. Actually, £140. So yeah, and I dropped my what you call it, excess from 800 to 695. Still not exactly much, but also I have 10 years no claims. Like, I literally max out most of their systems. Like, most only do up to 9 years no claims, like, bonus. So I literally have more no claims than than their systems can handle, and it's still ridiculously expensive. So yeah, insurance is a great scam. My jogger arrives in the UK ready for me to collect on August 20th. I tried to go for the van, and the waiting time was 18 to 24 months. Fair. Enjoy the Dacia jogger. Jogger. Welcome back, John. Not too much, really. I still technically have 2 years no claims in the AMG, will be 3 in October. Fair. I think I had 3 years no claims on my motorbike as well. So if I ever get another bike, I can go straight back to having 3 years no claims. Which is nice. I can't help it, Joe. It's a funny name. Didn't have any on the Mazda to begin with. Did you crash the Volvo? A friend of mine is selling a blue BMW 2014 335M Twin Turbo Twin Tourer. Twin Turbo Tourer. Really tempted, but it's a BMW. Yeah, fair. The 335, I assume that's the petrol, like, if it's an M rather than the 335D. But they're quite fast, possibly remappable. Either way, it's a 6-cylinder. But yeah. And what you call it? Yeah, it's a BMW. Yeah, that is an problem. Haven't asked them the asking price. I guess in the like probably 10 to 15 range, off the top of my head. You can't use the same no claim certificate twice, so I used it on the MG before I got the Mazda. Oh, okay. I thought that you had the Mazda for had the MG for longer. I think no claims expire after a couple of years. I'll look into that if I ever get another bike. I'd get it as a toy, but I have no room to park it. Yeah, there's problems. There's a lot of cars that we've had opportunities to buy that's mostly an MX-5 really, but we've not had a place to park them, so what can you do? Although saying that, I went from, well, I don't really, I don't want to take up too much space down the end, to there are now 3 of my cars down the end. Whoop. But yeah. I mean, 2 of them are going, so it's fine. And one of them keeps fighting me, as you can tell. Joe. Not really. I mean, like, the election process is very, very heavily surveilled, and so if anyone was caught trying to rub them out, whatever, yeah, that'd be a very bad time for whoever was trying to do that. So yeah, like, they have a record of which slip they give you, so yeah. Yeah, they've done that for as long as I've been voting, I think. Only 6 years, no claims in Australia. After that, you're rating 1, and after a few years, you're rating 1 for life. Depends on insurance companies. Fair. Yeah, no, we what you call it? Come on, brain. No, we actually have, that was it, insurance and no claims. We have a real fun thing called no claims bonus protection, where you pay them extra money. In my case, that was £42 this year, so that even if you have an at-fault accident, you don't lose your no claims bonus. Except they also know that you've had an accident and that it's your fault, so even though you have the no claims bonus, they still don't change the price they would give you, so it's just an extra scam. I think they only start charging that after you have more than 2 or 3 years no claims anyway, so yeah, it's great. I thought they were just noting that I'd attended or whatever previously. Partially yes, partially. So no one is like actively looking up who you voted for. It's just an extra step in the like securing the the process so that they can basically go, like, they can confirm that your ballot was handed to you, then put in the sealed box, and then was able to be counted later. And they can trace that they handed you that form number at your polling station, and then it was counted at your local polling counting center. But no one's actually recording that that ballot number voted for that party, you know. It's just a verification step, basically. Although I don't know when they started doing it. I'm just gonna start driving with clone plates. Much simpler on the tax front. Only if you don't get caught. Otherwise, it's a lot more complicated. Joe, I think that it's... I don't think that that data is shared. Because I think the vast majority of demographics information comes from third-party polling, like YouGov and whatnot, rather than from the election itself. It goes to the electoral register if you are on the public register, which I'm not. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. I don't think they know yet who voted for whom. Later they can link the front to the back, but at the moment not yet. As far as I'm aware, there's no effort to permanently record your vote, like who you voted for. The chief traffic officer for Grimsby recently got caught with 3D plates that turned out to be clone plates on his stolen car. What? That's amazing. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Jeffrey, I have very little information about it. The only real thing that I know is that, generally speaking, voting electronically is kind of a bad idea. Mostly because, I mean, Tom Scott did a great video on it several years ago, because Tom Scott has great videos on this sort of shit. The problem is essentially that it is a single point of failure. Sure, you can make it open source, and I would recommend it, in fact. Which means that it can be vetted, but it also means that it's more, it's arguably easier to find vulnerabilities because it's open source, you can just look. Second, you then end up with, like, it's a single point of failure in a single time frame. You know, stuff like internet banking, yes, there can be insecurity in that system, and that could be a problem. But who is, like, who... Not everybody's internet banking every single day for a single day, you know? Whereas with a general election like we're having today, it is a single day where all of the attacks in the world from all around the world can flood that website, that app, that whatever you would use. And so, yeah, like, if they're offline, that helps. But also, you know, yeah. If you... It is more difficult to verify. you can do things like have a paper printout that you then also store and also count. Kind of defeats the point of having the machine in the first place, because, you know, but as a sweeping generalization, it's not normally a great idea to do electronic voting. Especially internet-connected electronic voting. God, no. Yeah. As much as it would make voting much more accessible, highly recommend it, but yeah. Hello, Luca. How you doing? How's things? I drove to my mechanics an hour and 30 minutes away for knocking the rear suspension, and it's only my subs not screwed in. Oh no. Moving with blockchain with AI. Oh god, no. Yeah, using blockchain. I don't know. Who cares? Hopefully never. That's a terrible idea. Nice, Luca. Fair. Insurance seems to be cheapest when the car's new. As it ages, the premium goes up. Only my GTR stays about the same as the car value goes up, not down like most cars. My old car costs 200 to 300 a year. Yeah. I think in the UK it's a little different. I guess the models the insurance companies use are a bit different. But yeah, kind of similar. So that's a note to wanting to review my geographer at the wheel. I mean, probably not. Probably not. Voting in VR. God. I mean, it's bad enough in VR trying to, like, with my shaky hands, trying to, like, point at stuff. You know, like the Beat Saber menu? You got the, you know, the light beam projecting out from it. I'm like, that's all. No, that one. Whoops, I made myself bleed. Land Rover are having insane trouble selling their cars right now. People order them, get the VIN number, and go to get insurance quotes, and are given like 60k a year and decides to cancel their order. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know why, the answer is that Land Rovers in particular are ridiculously easy to steal, especially the new keyless entry models. There is a tool that you can buy on just the internet. Make myself bleed. Whoops. That is, I think it's like 15 grand, but considering that the Range Rovers are, you know, more than that, and you only would need to steal one of them to make that money back, you know, profit, right? That is basically the like the dealership scan tool that will be able to remotely, without even needing the owner's key to copy it, whatever, you can unlock the car as if there's a key there. You plug into the OBD2 port, and then it can just start the car as if there's a key engaged. Jaguar Land Rover did a software update that may or may not help, but also it's war against time, really. Yeah. The Range Rovers get a lot of security updates against the hacks. My brother is the source, a JLR service advisor. Fair. But yeah, it's still pretty bad. My old car's more expensive than my new car. The old car is worth 6,000. New car is 24. New car is 200 to 300 cheaper than the old car. Damn. I mean, mine is, like I said, mine was what, £590 this year to insure it, which is still quite a lot considering, you know, 10 years no claims, but I see though in the SVRs you can just cut the boot lid where it's plastic and just open the boot anyway. Oh yeah. Terrible job just tells people their very expensive new car with 18 miles on the clock is broken and most parts have no ETA. Ouch. That's bad. You can probably do it with a flipper. Not quite. Not quite. But close, which is the bad thing. I was quoted $2,000 for a 2010 Range Rover. Ouch. Yeah, no, that's no. No, thank you. No, thank you. I got a brand new X670E Crosshair for 370. Nice. Decent deal considering how insane the Millibur prices have gone. Mine's okay seeing as it's modded to the moon is 1200. And you're younger than about half of us here. That's not too bad. Who are you with? You're 24. I'm 27. So, got a couple years on you. Green lights. Is that a modded vehicle specific insurance? Because I know that there are a couple of car enthusiast like modded insurance companies. Yeah, modded covers track days too. Oh, nice. That's cool. If I ever do mod my car more, I'll consider it. I'm 36. Insurance is so much simpler when you're older. You also drive new cars, which helps. Should I get a convertible Evoque? I think I would rather die than even be in one of those. So, sure. What would you say is the best secondhand runaround car to have? Oh god, it really depends. Really depends. Because realistically, the best runaround car you can get is electric, right? Like, 100%. As long as you can park it, you know, out front and charge it, 100% the best little runaround is electric. There's no maintenance. There's no cold start. There's no, you know, gotta let it warm up. You get, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Hands down, that. It's the simplest drive. So something like a Seat Me Electric. Or a Honda E, although that's probably in the higher price tag. But yeah, that is like the best, but it's also still pretty expensive. Failing that, for runarounds, you probably want petrol. You want parts to be cheap. You want, you know, labor to be easy. And so, like, again, cheap runaround, probably the Igo Citroen C1 Peugeot 106? Is it? The three cars that are the same car, one of them is probably, again, depends on your budget. Yeah, up GTI. Although they tend to be on the more expensive side. Fiesta or Corsa is a maybe. Fiesta, the 1 liter turbo, the EcoBoost. Yeah. My mother-in-law had one and it caught fire because the evap line, which wasn't tarnished because I looked at it before it caught on fire, burst, and then fuel vapors set fire to the engine bay on the motorway. And they're also just a bit of a pain to work on. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. Actually keen to see if I can save any fuel in the jogger going from 1.5 TDI to 1.6 petrol hybrid. Oh, absolutely not. 100% not. No, God no. The TDI will be better on fuel, 100%. Like, technically, you're going from a van to a more aerodynamic vehicle that might Actually, it probably won't be any lighter. Under the hybrid like, I mean, it's a laptop battery, so who cares? But yeah, no, you won't. You'll. I'm afraid to say you'll be spending more in fuel. 100%, 100%. Currently got a Mazda 2 hybrid as a courtesy car, averaged over 60 miles an hour, miles per gallon on the motorway, and lane state together. Interesting. That's impressive. Or a shaft-driven motorcycle not needed without electronic gadgets, only ABS. Yeah, yeah. The battery's only 1.2 kilowatt hours. It's a slightly modified estate slash SUV hybrid thing. Yeah, I think it's just the starter motor is permanently engaged, and that's what makes it hybrid. And we joke that it's a laptop battery. It will be a I think it's still a high voltage battery, so it's like a single cell, but it's, what was it, 400 volts or something. So it'll be like a 2 amp hour cell, or a 3 amp hour cell or whatever, but a lot of them to make it high enough voltage. So it's not a small laptop battery. It's a laptop battery in capacity. But yeah. People can get around 24 miles on EV only, used mostly around towns, etc. Wow, that's impressive. Actually, if it's a 1.6 petrol hybrid, that might just be the same eco whatever it's called. I went to the press event, I should really remember. That Peugeot uses. So there's actually 2 electric motors. There's one on the engine and one in the gearbox. Sort of. Oh no, I know it's a Renault with a Dacia badge, but they also strip out a load of stuff to make it 20 grand or whatever it is, instead of the 30 that Renault would sell it to you for. Citroen C1 sounds like a good buy. Citroen are always underrated, and because of that, most of them are a lot cheaper. Well, the C1, the Peugeot, I think it's 106, and the Toyota Aygo are all the same car. Like, they're literally the same car. They just put different badges on. Everything from the interior to the suspension, the engine, the running gear, the ECUs, like all of that is the same car. It was a joint partnership deal, to save manufacturing costs, and so yeah, same car. That happens quite a lot actually. Like the Subaru BRZ to GT86, GR86 now. Same car, different badge. What else? There's a bunch of them, but I've already forgotten most of them. Cylinder deactivation is cool. You just have to be able to open the exhaust valve on the compression stroke too, so that you don't waste the energy from other cylinders by compressing but not igniting. It does, Joe. It does. Mazda engineers getting 140 horsepower from 2.5 in line 4. I mean, that's impressively bad. Because my, like, Volvo 1.8, which was a Ford engine, had like 140 from 1.8. Yeah, it is. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, even like my Volvo 1.8 was naturally aspirated. Ah. All right. My throat's hurting and we're past the hour, so I'm gonna call it there. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all have fun. And yeah. I will catch you all tomorrow for a video, Monday for a video, and next week for a stream as always. Have fun. Maybe, Chris. I did win last night. Do you know what?